Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Thursday, everybody. I hope your day and your week have been going very well so far. We've got a new day, which of course means a new MLB Player Prop video to share with you guys. But first, as always, people, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. It helps the channel grow, and it really does mean a ton to us. With a new day comes some new opportunities to go ahead and make some money. In today's video, we're going to move away from the parlays. We've been doing parlays almost every day consecutively for a week now. And we're obviously going to do our Freaky Friday 5-leg parlay in tomorrow's video. So I figured today, we got a short MLB slate, only 4 games on today. Let's just go with some single straight bets, which, let's be honest, guys, they're more profitable in the long run anyways. So I've got 3 solid MLB player props to go ahead and share with you guys in today's MLB video that have some pretty strong value. And before we dive into today's picks, a quick little recap of how we did last night. We had another 2-leg parlay yesterday. Now, one of 2 legs did cash. Kevin Gausman over 4.5 strikeouts. He finished with 8 and what was a destructive win for the Blue Jays, 20-1. They beat Colorado yesterday. The loser yesterday was Carlos Rodon, who didn't pitch terribly, I guess. He gave up 2 runs and 6 hits in 5 innings pitched, but he only had 3 strikeouts. Interestingly enough, one of his relief pitchers, I think it was Bedrin, I forget if that's his name, I forget the relief pitcher. Bednar, completely butchered that. But Bednar, the Yankees relief pitcher, he only pitched an inning and a half, and he had 5 strikeouts yesterday. So tough look yesterday, but it is what it is. We're on to a new day, and we got new opportunities to go ahead and make money. So with all that said, let's go ahead and dive right into today's MLB picks. So one more time, guys, I want to go ahead and reiterate, this is not a parlay. I know we've been doing parlays for a number of days now, but these are single bets / straight bets, whatever you want to call them. They're meant to be bet solo, not together. Just want to go ahead and reiterate that before we dive into today's video. All right, guys, our first player prop in today's video comes from the Athletics Nationals game, 12:05 p.m. first pitch. We've got Mitchell Parker of the Washington Nationals over 5.5 hits allowed. Now, I personally am grabbing this for -140 over on DraftKings, however, and what is normally the case with most of these player props, they're available on multiple sports books for varying odds. So, as always, guys, you have to go ahead and shop around for the best sportsbook odds available to you. For me, DraftKings -140, that is the way to go. And you're going to notice that lately I've been really high on the pitcher player props. I just feel like they're more valuable to me. I don't know. I've been a lot better lately at predicting the pitcher props. Now, I say that after losing a parlay yesterday with pitcher props. But I feel like I've had a better read lately on these pitcher props than, let's say, our over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs type player props. All right, let's jump into the outlier screen here. So Mitchell Parker over 5.5 hits allowed. You look down below, the data is very solid, especially the last 10 games. You see 8 of his last 10 games, he's cashed the over, averaging 7.3 hits allowed per game over his last 10 games. And actually, if we go ahead and narrow this down to just the last 5 games for Mitchell Parker, you'll see 4 of his last 5, he's cashed the over, averaging a whopping 8.6 hits allowed per game over the last 5 games. And he is coming off an embarrassing performance his last start out against the Milwaukee Brewers on August 1st. He had 12 hits allowed in what was a 16-9 loss for the Nationals. Now, if you go ahead and search the data out the entire season view, you'll see he actually wasn't terrible to start the year. It's just really this last 10 games have been on a really rough stretch for him. But you see the first half of the season, not too shabby. Still overall a 59% hit rate on the season, giving up 5.91 hits allowed per game, taking into all the data into consideration. So like I said, pretty good numbers here. We do not have any head-to-head data for Mitchell Parker against the Athletics. We do, however, have the insight provided by Outlier. Mitchell Parker has exceeded 5.5 hits in 8 of his last 9 games. Again, kind of reiterating what we just talked about. The last 9 to 10 games have been a disaster for Mitchell Parker, which in this case is very good for us. He's giving up 7.67 hits allowed per game over his last 9 games. So pretty good numbers for us there. And scrolling down below, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Athletics have been one of the hottest hitting teams in baseball, especially when you look at them versus left-handed pitchers. Now, in general, over the last month, they have been phenomenal. Whether you're talking right-handed pitchers, left-handed pitchers, they've been hitting very well. But looking at versus left-handed pitchers like Mitchell Parker here, you'll see from an overall 2025 perspective, they've been phenomenal. 6th best offense this year in terms of batting average versus left-handed pitchers. And then over the last 30 games, top 3, only 2 teams have a better batting average versus left-handed pitchers than the A's. So So they've been solid. The BABIP, top 2 over the last 30, top 3 overall this year. So all the numbers look to be pretty solid. And again, looking at Mitchell Parker here, only the 13th percentile in batting average allowed, 2nd percentile in strikeout percentage. ERA is not terrible, but it is terrible. 14th percentile, 30th percentile BABIP. So all these numbers spell out what I think is a very valuable player prop, and honestly, I think it's going to be a win. So for minus 140, the value is certainly there. All right, guys, moving on. Our second player prop in today's video. Again, sticking with the theme of pitcher props. We got Reds, Pirates, 6:40 p.m. first pitch. We're going Brady Singer of the Cincinnati Reds under 2.5 earned runs. Now, I'm grabbing this one for minus 135 on BetMGM personally, but again, you're going to have a lot of different options here. Caesars, Hard Rock Bet, Novig, Fliff, DraftKings, Sleeper, Underdog. A lot of options here for this player prop. And if we go ahead and jump into the outlier screen, now the data on this player prop, not nearly as strong as the previous one, but it's still pretty good overall. You see over the last 10 games, 7 of the last 10 games, Brady Singer has cashed the under, averaging 2.3 earned runs allowed per game over the last 10 games. A couple big ones there, the Yankees and the Nationals, they definitely got the best of them. But overall, he's been on a pretty good stretch. And if we go ahead and look at the overall 2025 season numbers here for Brady Singer, again, they're not bad at all. 55% hit rate on this under this year, averaging 2.55 earned runs per game this season. And really, aside from a couple of big blowout games, you see here he gave up 7 runs versus the Astros, 7 runs versus the Nationals. It's all been pretty tight. Even when he does go ahead and cash the over, it's by 1 run, maybe occasionally 2 runs, but very rarely is he getting shelled in these starts. So that's pretty good. Again, the line, he's always hovering on that line, obviously makes it very good for us. We also have head-to-head data here. Now, the head-to-head data isn't fantastic, but the last time he faced off with the Pirates back on May 21st of this year, he did cash the under with 2 earned runs. Now, he has pitched against the Pirates twice already this year, that May 21st start I just mentioned. Then previously on April 11th, he gave up 3 earned runs, so cashing the over. So 50% this year, 33% over the last 3 starts. It's not the best head-to-head data I would have liked, but again, the last time they played, back on May 21st, he did go ahead and cash the under. So what that tells us is that he's capable of doing it against this Pirates team. And then we'll go ahead and look at the insight provided by Outlier. By the way, guys, shout out to Outlier, the best sports betting tool on the market. We do offer a special link down below in the description that gives you guys a 7-day free trial to check it out for yourself. It truly is the best sports betting tool on the market. It makes you a smarter better and a better. Like how I did that there, better. But it really is a great tool, especially with football coming up, all the sports coming up. You're going to want a great sports betting tool by your side. And Outlier is the best that money can buy. So go ahead, check it out for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Look for yourself. Link down below in the description. 7-day free trial. Thank you to Outlier for sponsoring today's video and all my player prop videos here on the channel. But yeah, we have the insight provided by Outlier, which states that Brady Singer has failed to exceed 2.5 earned runs in 5 of his last 6 games on the road, averaging 2.5 earned runs per game over the last 6 road games. Again, that last start, that big blowout game versus Washington where he gave up 7 earned runs, that's the exception. But otherwise, he's been very solid here. Again, at Pittsburgh, which is where we have another matchup here, is in that data range. So very similar circumstances against the Pirates on the road. He cashed it again today on the road against the Pirates. And this is the big thing that I really haven't mentioned yet. Beyond the fact that the data is solid in Singer's favor, you also have the fact that the Pirates hitting versus right-handed pitchers, they're not all that great. Now, the overall numbers are pretty abysmal. Bottom 5 in batting average, OBP, slugging, and WRC plus versus right-handed pitchers in total this season. But even over the last 30 days, you do still see a lot of those key categories. They're still bottom 5. OBP, slugging, WRC plus, they're still bottom 5 in those 3 categories. Now, admittedly, their batting average has gotten better. You see they're still in the bottom half of the league. They're right now 18th over the last 30 days. So better than their overall 26th mark, which is a little concerning, but they're still bottom half in the Major League Baseball in terms of hitting versus right-handed pitchers. And Brady Singer's numbers, they're not as good as you'd like them to be for a prop like this, but I think the matchup kind of speaks for itself. This is not a very good Pirates team in terms of offense. I think this could be a very low-scoring game. So Brady Singer, under 2.5 earned runs. Again, minus 135 on BetMGM. The value is certainly there. And then last but not least, guys, our third and final player prop in today's video. We actually have a plus money play to go ahead and hand out for you guys. So we got Marlins, Braves, 7:15 p.m. first pitch. We got Carlos Carrasco of the Atlanta Braves over 2.5 earned runs. Now, again, I said it's a plus money play. I'm grabbing it on DraftKings for plus 105. Again, you're going to have a couple different options. Depending on what sportsbook you grab it for, it'll be a plus money play or a very low minus play. So, for example, on Hard Rock Bet, plus 100, on Underdog, minus 104. So even if you don't get it for plus money, it's almost even money. The moral of the story being the value is definitely there on this player prop. And for a plus money player prop, the data is really, really strong. Carlos Carrasco has cashed this over in 7 of his last 10 starts. Of course, it being a 70% hit rate, averaging 3 earned runs per game over those last 10 games. Now, obviously, the key thing to note here is that he started the year off with the New York Yankees, and that didn't last long. His last start was April 30th until he finally got picked up by Atlanta. In his last start on July 31st, he gave up 3 runs against the Reds. So we do have a bit of a limited sample size here. This last 10-game data does go back to last season when he was still in Cleveland. So take that with a grain of salt. Again, the 2025 data, he's only started 7 games, and only one of those 7 starts has come with Atlanta. And to kind of add insult to injury, his only start since April is that July 31st start. So again, take this all with a grain of salt, but when we have seen him pitch this year, it hasn't been particularly pretty. Now, we do have some head-to-head data, but it is a bit outdated. The last time he faced off with the Marlins was on June 9th of last season. He gave up 2 earned runs and was a 6-3 win for the Guardians. But again, that's last year with a different team, well over a year ago now. So a little bit outdated. So again, the data is not terrible at first glance. The more deep you look into it, it's like, it's okay. Again, like the last 2 player props, though, it's really all about the matchup here. And Miami hitting versus right-handed pitchers has been phenomenal from an overall standpoint, but even more so from a last 30 game standpoint. Now, the batting average has been high all year long, but you do see from an overall perspective, Miami batting versus right-handed pitchers, the OBP, 13th. Not bad. Top half of the league, but not great. Slugging percentage, 12th. Again, top half, not great. WRC plus 12th. Over the last 30 days, they are top 5 in literally every category listed here for batting versus right-handed pitchers. 3rd in batting average, 3rd in OBP, 4th in slugging percentage, 3rd in WRC plus, 5th in BABIP. So really phenomenal numbers here for Miami, and that's kind of where I'm going with here. You give me plus money odds for a guy who, again, he's only started 7 games, but he's cashed the over in 5 of those 7 games, including 1 of 1 so far in a Braves uniform. And now you're going to go ahead and take him against an offense that versus right-handed pitchers has been hitting the ball almost better than anybody over the last month. I think it's a recipe for some runs here. Also, his over and hits would not be a bad player prop as well. However, the odds, also plus 110 if you get in the right place. So I think either of these player props are solid. I do think the earn run, the data looks to be a little stronger. But for plus 105, I'm going to go ahead and take this. Will I put a full unit? Maybe not, but I definitely want to go ahead and ride with this one because for plus 105, it seems like a very strong value player prop. And I just realized I don't think I had the outlier screen out, so I apologize. So I'll go ahead and just show you guys real quick. That was the 2025 data. That's the last 10 data. And then down below here, those are the Miami batting versus right-handed pitchers. I apologize for that. All right, guys, that is it for me today. Thank you very much, as always, for watching. One more time, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. Obviously, tomorrow we'll be back. We have our Freaky Friday 5-leg parlay to do in tomorrow's video. I do very quickly want to talk real quick about the schedule for our MLB videos moving forward because there's going to be some changes starting this week and honestly going forth for the next month or two, through the rest of the MLB season, I should say. So starting this week, for the last couple months, I've been doing Mondays through Saturdays. Now, I will be openly honest, my consistency with the MLB videos have not been as strong. Summer's tough. The pizza shop gets busier. We go to Greece every year, my family and I, so it gets a little bit difficult. So I know I say it like, oh, I've been doing Monday through Saturday for months now, but realistically, we haven't had a ton of 6-day weeks since we started doing these back in May. That being said, though, I am going to be switching the schedule to Monday through Friday, cutting 1 video a week. The reason for this, honestly, a couple of reasons. First and foremost, it's just, again, it's a lot busy schedule with everything with summertime, and it's just a lot to do 6 videos right now with my current schedule. So 5 videos Monday through Friday is the goal. But beyond that, and I think this is the big reason why I'm doing this, is because in 2 weeks, college football starts, which means that I will start doing college football content here in just 2 weeks' time. Beyond that, we will also start in a couple weeks doing our NFL preseason content, our futures show. H2H comes back. I have a couple different NFL videos I want to do before the season starts in terms of like future bets and whatnot and predictions for the season. So I have NFL content coming up in the next couple of weeks. And then in 4 weeks, we have the full NFL season starts, which means I've got H to H, I've got the Oracle, I've got, Sunday Night Football videos, I've got NFL Player Prop videos. So the moral of the story being that I have a lot of stuff coming up very soon, and I don't want to commit to something I can't commit to. So I don't want to tell you guys, yeah, Monday through Saturday, and then I just don't do a video. So I'd rather just tell you guys straight up, hey, Saturdays, they're not going to happen. We'll do Monday through Friday, and that'll take us through the rest of the MLB season. And I am going to announce it here now. And I did this last year too. I'm not going to be doing playoff videos for Major League Baseball. Again, it's just a lot with NFL and football, and I do a lot of football content. I do about 8 videos a week if you put NFL and college football together. So it's a lot of stuff, maybe more like 7, but you get my point. A lot of NFL videos, those videos are longer to record. There's more editing that goes into those videos. It's a lot more work. So, I think 5 MLB videos a week going through the rest of the regular season, and then come playoff time. Ev will still do his MLB videos, but for me personally, come playoff time, my focus will entirely switch over to making NFL videos. Not saying I won't be watching the MLB playoffs, but in terms of player prop videos, as the games get shorter and shorter, I just don't think I'm going to do it. Did you guys need to hear all that? Probably not, but I just want to let those who do watch regularly what the plan is moving forward again. So Monday through Friday, our MLB Player Prop videos through the rest of the MLB regular season. And who knows, maybe I'll change my mind come playoff time. I'll do a few MLB playoff videos. But obviously with football coming up, my focus switches over to football because I do a lot of football content here on the channel. So, that's it for me today, guys. Thank you very much, as always, for watching. Until tomorrow, I hope you're all winners. Let's go ahead and make some money.